Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Can you hear me? Excellent. Yeah. So it's 3 o'clock now. We have slightly more than 120 students. I think the rest are still joining in, but I think I will take the first 5 minutes just to go through some of the questions that you have asked me over the last week. So I got like more than maybe 50 questions from all over different teams, and I just want to clarify and clear the air so that all of you are following the same questions together, right? So yeah, I think good afternoon, everyone. I hope you are keeping fit and healthy. We are exactly 2 weeks away from Chinese New Year, and of course, it's very important. I think this year we're going to celebrate it very differently. And remember, the pandemic is not over yet, so stay vigilant, but also stay inspired, right? So I think after Chinese New Year, you're going to submit your assignment, and many other assignments are due. And especially after Chinese New Year, you'll be also approaching your final assessment, right? So again, for this course, there will be no final exam or final assessment. Uh, you are only required to submit a presentation that describe your prototype bestly, and also a project report, right? So the prototype is due on 1st of March, and we're going to schedule your presentation throughout the week on week 15. So I hope that week itself, I think it's basically a study week. So I haven't really scheduled, the teams lineup and so on, because there are some teams who are actually forming new teams. All right. So there are also team members who are jumping from one team to the other. So I think we still have more than a month to go. This is basically the last Friday of January, and you still have time to move forward, to change your topic. And I just want to address some of your frequently asked questions here. Firstly, as I said, can we still change the topic, problem, solution right now? The answer is yes. Okay, so it's always never too late. I remember when I was at MIT, we are going through a 5 days course, right? So on the evening of the third day, we decided to change the topic, and basically that leaves us 1.5 days to go, right? So I think it's not uncommon that teams changes their mind or topic as they move along, because they think that they want to increase their chances to score higher. Go ahead to do it. Nothing stops you, right? You have time. Definitely, I think, do we have to resubmit all the previous teamwork? The answer is optional. As you know, the past teamwork that you have submitted are not graded. Although I give you some marks just to see where you are. I've mentioned this many, many times. But I guess you have learned the design thinking process itself from creating an empathy map, doing customer journey map, creating how might we questions, coming down to brainstorming, and then now prototyping, right? I think the process is very clear to you. I think you can just refer to all the classwork that I've posted to you earlier, and then follow that step-by-step guide, and nothing should go wrong, right? So I believe that proficient team will be able to do this faster. You actually increase the cycle time. You can do this faster than before, right? The next question, I have issues with my team, right? This is the most common questions that I have for the last 1 to 2 weeks, right? I think since Christmas, I've been like getting these questions for the last 1 month. Can I move to another team? The answer is, of course, yes. Right? You can always move to another team if the other team is happy to accept you. And remember, right, you must have at least three team members in your team, right? So you cannot work solely. And I don't believe that working solely would get you higher marks. I seriously don't believe so, because you got to juggle with the prototype, you got to create your presentation, you got to write your own report. There are basically nothing to write in the report, because you have never collaborated with anyone, right, in your team. So it'll be very, very difficult for you to really write the report. And the report accounted for 40% of your final grade. So I encourage you to find at least 2 other team members to form a new team. You can just go back to register a new team under the week 1 topic and let me know if possible. But otherwise, I will just refer to your final project report and I'll just mark based on your team report and the name submitted as part of the team report itself. So make sure all the team members' names are written on the team report as well as your presentation, right? So no issue on that. I'm pretty flexible on team layout, except that except that not all the team members are coming from the same program, right? If you have 3 members, if you have all 3 members coming from accounting, then that's definite no. But you have 3 members, one from IT, the other one from biotech, the other one from engineering, from the same faculty, that's fine, right? So if I have a team coming from, I have a team member coming from, um, childhood, can't remember, maybe BCC, communications, the other team coming from journalism, that's fine. You're coming from the same faculty but different programs, right? So that's still fine. Okay, next question. Do we need to create both digital and physical prototypes? The answer is still optional. You don't force yourself to create both, but what matters is create a prototype or prototypes. You may create both. I wouldn't say no. Based on your solution description. And most importantly, the prototype has to solve your initial problem statement, right? And nice prototypes doesn't grant you, consolation marks, right? So if you are creating a prototype, very nice, very beautiful, but it's a white elephant, it solves nothing. It doesn't add values to, the current status quo, right? So basically, you will be score higher. The other question, there are a lot of questions here. I think more than 10. I just want to address one by one, so be patient. Must our prototype be something new? I got 3-4 teams asking these questions. Not required. Create a prototype based on your solution description that solve your problem statement. As simple as that, right? Same thing. Must our prototype be high tech, right? So must we create an app? The answer is not necessary, right? Create a prototype based on your solution description that solve your problem statement. Same answer. Next question. We use Draw.io. This is basically the tool that I presented last week to sketch our prototype. Would this be enough? Obviously, you spend just 1 week to create a prototype using Draw.io. Do you think that is enough? The answer is no, right? That's the bare minimum. Draw.io at best is a tool for you to sketch your prototype. Sketches. You're sketching your prototype. You're drawing your prototype. You are basically planning what you're going to build, right? You are using the tool to wireframe, your app, okay? You haven't really built your prototype yet, okay? It's just on the paper, right? You haven't really built your prototype yet. If you are creating a physical prototype, you are creating a chair, then make sure I want to see a real chair, right? So it can be a smaller scale chair. It can be a downsized chair or whatever, but you don't say that, I use Sketch to draw a chair, then that's it, right? End of story, and I'm going to submit this. I think it's barely enough. You have time. You still have 1 month to go, and you have time to really build a chair, right? So you can use recycled material. You can use a 3D printer. If you need access to Delta, let me know. But at your own risk, obviously. But you can use a lot of tools to basically create a sketches, and including Draw.io, right? So it's just a tool for you to draw and then to plan out your product. How does it really look like before you start building a prototype in the actual world? Okay, now can we use tools other than the one taught in class? Of course, right? Nothing stops you, right? In recorded presentation, do we need to record our faces? The answer is no, not necessary. Of course, if you want to record your face, talking in front of a camera, you are comfortable with that, fine, right? But your pretty faces wouldn't grant you extra marks, okay? Next question, do we submit as a team or individual report? I ask you, please refer back to the guidelines, right? So please go back to the guidelines and look at what I've written, right? It's teamwork, right? Get the team lead to submit. I think you have done this for 10 weeks now, right? I don't have to reiterate the same process, the same SOP. Write down all your team members' name, so that I know who you are. Can we submit late? No. Zero tolerance for late submission, right? So I don't care what reason you have, because you have at least 3 people in your team. You don't tell me the story about, oh, I have internet connectivity issue, I couldn't submit. Doesn't make sense to me, because you have 3 people, right? So if the team lead cannot submit on behalf of the team, get the team member to submit on behalf of the team, right? As long as you submit the report, I get the presentation, I get the report, and that's it. If you really have a situation that all the team's member got sick or whatever, there are extra circumstances that we cannot foresee, then maybe let me know. All right, so I'm still okay for that. But let's say if you claim that internet is not working, or I couldn't be able to finish because there are other assignments. Oh, I don't think that's fair to other teams, right? Yeah. Okay, last question here. Do we need Turnitin report? Oh, this is the first time I hear this question from students, man. Answer is no. I can't remember any team who has copied from other teams. I never seen before, right? At least throughout my 2 years of teaching design thinking, I've never seen a team copying, the exact same report from the other team. Or at least the prototype will be the same. They might be working on the same problem statement, but the prototype and the report is going to be very, very different, right? Very, very different nature, very, very different flavor, very, very different experience that they're talking about. Unless you can really copy the prototypes from the other teams, and if you are able to also copy their prototyping experience, that means you sit together and watching what they do every single day. I don't think it's possible, because in design thinking, the question is not like any other courses. You can really copy. There's a standard answer for you to copy, or there's a model answer for you to copy. I think until now, you'll be able to see that all the ideas, all the contributions for the team is going to be very, very unique, right? It's very, very going to be very specific for the problem statement that you have identified earlier, all right? So I have posted this on the Google Classroom, so you can refer this, after class. So I hope this clear the air, and I hope that you can, go ahead and without restriction, right? So without restriction, I'm like opening up this to all of you so that you are clear on what you need to do. And remember that the prototype and presentation is due on 1st of March, right? So it is due on 1st of March. The project report is due on 5th of March. So we have another 5 days just to, tie up the loose ends, to think about what you want to write in your project report, right? So again, this is a teamwork, and use the template, use the Word document template that I've sent you, right? So that's it. Okay, I hope everybody is here. I think more or less we have about 180 students for this class. So let's keep this going, right? Okay, now I've received a lot of your initial prototype, your draft prototype, so to speak, and I was quite amazed with the pace, right? With the pace that some of the teams and effort that some of the teams has put in. Some of the teams even went so far to create the prototype itself, right? So they created physical prototype, and then attached their initial draft on Google Classroom, right? So that's not the end. I would say that in the next 1 month during Chinese New Year holiday, I don't expect you to really spend your Chinese New Year holiday just to work out the prototype, but you can do that, within a couple of hours, right? Seriously. And today we are going to show you first thing, which is another tool for you to create prototypes. This is a tool called SketchUp, right? So I'm going to play a video, and this is a video about how the past students use SketchUp to create a 3D model of their prototype, right? So they initially used SketchUp to create a 3D model of their prototype, and they actually went on to build the physical prototype, right? Before they actually buy materials to start building and then find that it's wrong, but they actually use SketchUp to model it first, and then they have at least test out the prototype a little bit, play around with the prototype and then describe what it is. They have even recorded a video. So this is the video that I'm going to show you, and it's been posted on the playlist that I sent you last week, right? So anyway, for students who have not seen or watched this video, and I'm just going to play this 4-minute video, right? And just show it to all of you. And later on, our classmate, Yap Waikin, Waikin, are you here? So I think he's kind enough to take this opportunity to show you how SketchUp work, because he has been using this for his team prototype, right? So he's been using SketchUp for his prototype. So anyway, I'll just play the video first. And Waikin, I think get ready. I think I will ask your help to share your screen later on, right? Okay.
Okay. Everyone, today I'll be presenting our prototype. This is our problem statement. On a daily basis, working parents, parents with low income, or single parents face many difficulties taking care of their children. This leaves them feeling frustrated. Most parents appoint a babysitter, but not every parent can afford this. Due to this, they are unable to concentrate on their work and do it properly, which leads them to have a decrement of their salary by about 400 to 700 ringgits per month, with other financial problems as well. So our solution for this problem statement is to create a smart crib for the parents who are either working from home or from outside, especially for parents with low income and single parents who doesn't have anyone to help them. The benefits of this smart crib includes being able to connect with the baby at any time by the means of a display, able to monitor the movements of the child by the means of camera, able to keep the child safer by the means of touch sensors, able to provide an affordable method of taking care of the child by reducing the amount of money spent by a parent on alternative methods such as babysitting or buying all the products separately. So this product comes with all the necessities which are needed. This is how the crib will look like. It has smart devices attached to it, and the crib will be wired internally to connect to the devices. I will describe the features of the crib in more details in the coming slides. This is the lock of the side rail, which can help the mother to open the crib if she needs to clean the mattress of the crib. And after that it can be locked so that the baby won't be able to open it, which ensures safety. So the headboard of the crib will be covered with tufted wool to avoid any accidental injuries to the baby. It also has a baby mobile attached to the top of the crib to keep the baby distracted from crying. And there's a rotatable camera attached to it to monitor the baby. And this camera can also auto-record the movements of the baby. The footboard of the crib is also covered with tufted wool to ensure safety, and a display will be attached to the footboard of the crib, which can be connected to the parent's phone. So the display will be controlled by the parent to play cartoons or songs to keep the baby distracted while the parent is busy doing something. So this display can also detect movements of the baby, and it can also record the movements of the baby because it will have a camera on it. So the side rail of the crib has touch sensors attached to it. The touch sensors can detect vibration in the crib, especially near the side rail, and this will help to know the movements of the baby when the baby is not being actively monitored. If the baby tries to climb from the side rail, a sound alert will be sent to the parent's phone, and the parent will be able to attend to the baby if there is an emergency. The crib also comes with various other toys and sensory boards to keep the child entertained and distracted. Other than what I just mentioned, the headboard, the footboard, and the sideboard of the crib will be higher than normal cribs to ensure safety, so the baby won't be able to climb out of the crib. So and also there will be multiple drawers on the crib to so that there won't be any need of buying a separate wardrobe for the child, which will make it cost effective as well. I believe that this crib will help the parents to solve some of their major problems and worries. The crib comes with all the necessary devices which can be removed and adjusted. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. I will try my best to give an answer. Thank you and have a nice day.
All right. So it's a very simple, 4 minutes video, and they actually created a smart crib using SketchUp, and then went on to build the actual product. The actual product is basically a scaled down version of the smart crib, but they are able to describe the entire features and functions of the smart crib using this simple video, right? So anyway, this is kind of like the presentation that is going to be very precise and concise, make it simple, and then you're going to present all this in the recorded format. You can see that the student did not really show her face. It's not needed, and they actually score very well, right? So I think these are actually MBBS students. So these are medical students, right? So medical students is able to use the tool, they master the tool to create these fantastic prototype sketches using SketchUp. And I think without further ado, I will just like let Viking just to take over the screen, and then hopefully he can show you some tricks and and how to use the tool, right? So Viking, maybe I just pass the screen over to you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. T.
All right. So don't be nervous. Okay, we are all learning together, right? So if some of you actually found new ways to do these things better, we can always get you to share with the rest of other students, right? Okay, Viking, over to you.
Okay, good afternoon, Mr. Day and my friend. So the software that we used to build up our prototype was using the SketchUp. This SketchUp software usually is the software that used by architecture students to build up the model of the table. So, okay, so now I will begin the introduce the tools. Okay. So this is my prototype things. So this is a table model. So what this is a NFC scan, and this the hanger way and the back, and this one is for put your mask during you eat outside. So how to create the model? I show you how. So first of all, I will introduce the tools in the toolbars at the left hand side. So this is you want to select the things, and this one is a eraser, and this one you want to paint the surface, and this one you want to do the light, draw a light or shape you want. Maybe I can draw for you. And then, so this one is a so you want to like this also can. So for this is a rectangle. so you no need go with pencil. So for these is the most important things that let us to build up the 3D shape is this push and pull, which pull up the surface will look like this, and you one will push down. Then so furthermore, I we can using this move icon to allow us to, but we need to select the the item first, then you can move the item to where you want. Then this is the ruler, so you can calculate. So and this one is a orbit icon, so which allow us to rotate the camera, and you click shift on your keyboard and you can move like this, and you release the shift and you can look like this. So that's all for my part.
Thank you, Joaquin. I think this is a fantastic sharing, right? Although I think you just briefly described this, but I think how long have you actually been using the tool?
Um, about 4 hours.
4 hours. Wow. So you learned this in 4 hours?
Yeah.
Wow, fantastic. Yeah. I can see that your first draft of your table, or we call it a smart table, right? I think that has a lot of features there. I think that requires maybe a bit of a refinement, but I guess more or less, using this tool itself helps you to at least use the most affordable way to prototype your table, right? So instead of like building the actual table, spending a lot of money just to buy the materials and then found out this is not what you want, but this is SketchUp tool. Basically it's a digital prototyping tool that you can use to start experimenting, right? All your designs, all your models, putting in all the features that you want, and then be able to make it as a valuable solution for your target segment, right? So thank you so much, right? Guys, give him a big hand, right? I think he's very very kind to share this with all of you, and of course, you know, uh, don't be shy just to go and learn up a new tool because this is not just for design thinking. I would say that in the future that you probably need to create a fantastic, you know, design, especially for engineering students or even computer science students who are working on hardware project, uh, even for students from other disciplines. This is extra skills that you can acquire, right? So again, I'll just like go back to my screen because I'm going to show you another tool, right, which I'm going to share. The second tool is basically suitable for those of you who are working on creating an app, right? Creating mobile app. I think in the past weeks, I've promised you to demonstrate a tool that allows you to drag and drop and then just to design a beautiful app which is workable on your phone, right? So I'm going to introduce this tool called App Machine, right? App Machine, App Machine we call it. So first of all, just log into this tool. Right? Let me just switch my screen. Okay. So I hope you can see my screen, right? Okay. Okay. Then let me just go in, sign in. Okay, you can sign in with your Google account or you can actually create a new account. So I have my previous account already created. So I'm just going to sign in with my old account, right? So this tool is free. If you don't deploy your app on Play Store or App Store, you're just going to maybe use this app on your own phone. It's given free to you, right? So it's given free to all your team members. And the best thing is that the tool allows you to invite team members. You can invite team members to your team, and then you can work with the other team members to collaboratively edit the apps together, right? So anyway, I'm just going to create a new app. Very simple. You don't need to install anything on your desktop. You just use your browser, go to this app machine, log in, create a new app. And if your app has a website, then you can scan from the website. But I'm just creating a new app. I don't have any website to scan. I'll just like skip. Where does it go? Okay. So the next thing is basically to select a theme or a skin for your app. You don't worry about too much about selecting the theme here, because you can always change the theme as and when you need it, right? So for me, I'm just like trying to create maybe a restaurant app, for food delivery, for example. So I'm just going to call it Fish Panda, right? So here is your app, right? So you can name your app here because I'm delivering fish, right? So I call it Fish Panda, right? Okay. So if you want to load your app on your phone, you can just download this App Machine Previewer on your Google Play Store, log in with your Google account. You'll be able to see your app, right, created later on. But I think we do this as the last step. After that, just click Finish. And basically, it's trying to create an app. You can see that there's basically a previewer here. This is the real preview of your app, right? So your app looks like this. But anyway, what you're going to do is that I'm just going to create a few more things here, right? For example, I think this is loading. So that's fine. Okay, anyway. So anyway, it's loading my app there. As I add these building blocks here, right? For example, I have different menu. All the menus are available here. You can change the look and feel of your app, putting in your logo. Maybe I have to create this as a fish panda, so I can load different navigation style. Icon menu. Let's say I save this, then I will be able to actually change the font size, icon backgrounds, and so on and so forth, right? So this is pretty simple to manage. You can also change the color themes, right? The text color, all the background color, all these the corporate colors of your app and so on. Instead of blue, maybe you want to change it to pink, just like Food Panda. And then you are able to include image as the background image of your app, over the screen. And all these are basically, very simple to juggle, right? To configure, right? So the other thing is of course you want to look at how do I actually add new things, right, to my app. So this is a building blocks that you can add. It's pretty much a drag and drop. With a few clicks, you are able to put in more information. For example, I want to put in selling more products, right, on my app itself. I can just like put this. So I add this block, and I just say that this is my food menu, right? So I'm selling fish, right? So obviously, it'll appear as a menu here. So as I add product, new product, because I'm selling grilled salmon, okay, I sell it at 9 ringgit 90 cents. Of course, if you have images, you can just attach the images, and then maybe I'll just like try to add some images. Let me see. Let me see. Do I have images or not? Let's see. I might have some images. Okay, so this is like a fish bihun, right? It's not really grilled salmon. But anyway, I'm just trying to show you how does it look like. So I click finish. And let's wait for this to load. I think the image size is pretty huge. Okay, but anyway, this is basically a simple tool for you to drag and drop and then put in some description. This is I don't know, Teochew fish bihun, right? So it's not really grilled salmon, right? Oh. All right, so that's it, and you just save this, and this is going to be appear on your app as a new item, right? So now you can preview your app here. Finish. Let me see where is this. Okay, so this is basically my app. So instead of like keep on reloading on my phone itself, I can just use the previewer on the right hand side just to load the app. You can see that if I go back to the main menu, I can see that there's two menus here. I think the background have to change because this is not a good menu itself. You can see that the first menu is information, and the second menu here is following this order, right? Information and then menu, right? So if I click menu here, it goes to my Teochew fish noodles. If I go into that, I'm able to basically see because I didn't put any description, right, to this product, so I'm able to see my product here, right? So this is basically how it works. So of course you can add more things here, right? So it's not just limited to catalogs. You can add reviews, news, sharing this to Twitter account. Maybe I just want to add, for example, people can perhaps call for booking, right, or call for reservation, or call to order, right? You can add a call number here, for example. Well, okay, this is my phone number, let's say, and then call to book. Okay, finish. So that appears as my third menu here, right? You can see that. In fact, if you load this, if you actually load this app on your phone itself, if you press the third menu, it will really initiate a call and then call to this number, right? So if you go to this app, if you press a call, it will really initiate a call to this number, right? So make sure that this is a real working app. If you install this app machine previewer on your Android phone, you log in with your username and password, you are able to see your app just like as it is on my screen here, and you can just keep building the app so that it satisfies your solution description, and then you are able to demonstrate it to other people using your actual phone, right? So this is not just a product. This is an actual product running on your phone, right? So if you preview your app on the phone itself, and of course don't forget this is just some basic features, right? You can go to these plus features here. You can add beverages, just like how I added new products. You can add blogs. You can actually add delivery. I think a few teams are working on this so-called food delivery, or our groceries delivery type of applications. You can have. I remember one of the students actually created a YouTube app, which has the music list and so on, because he's trying to use the app to treat insomnia, right? So I think I remember in the past semesters, one of the team actually built that, and there are also QR scanner, just like MySejahtera. You can actually build something like a QR code scanner. You can attach loyalty card and so on, right? So anyway, there are a lot of things that you can build. It's just a way for you to go and explore, and then how to customize or configure the app such that it's going to be very, very attractive and enticing, right? So all the things are here, and of course for some of you who have a bit more technical background, like you have team members coming from computer science or IT, they have a bit of programming skills, and probably you can actually add the web services to call the web services, online web services, which is already available out there, right? So this is a very good tool, and these are all free for you. And this is basically the thing that I want to show you, and I can actually show you what I've done in the past, because within a short time I won't be able to complete the app, just within 15 minutes. But in the past itself, I've created a lot of apps, like maybe a quest app, for example. So let me see. Okay, I have this app that I created long time ago. It's called Trip Out, right? It's just like an Airbnb for organizing trips, right? So remind me later. So I have four menus here. They are basically explore, plan, share, and connect. You can see that it's all here. Immediately it loaded on my previewer screen. So under explore, I have different sub menus. I have places, I have coupons, I have reviews, right? So I can actually show you what exactly is inside. So I've added two places here. The first is Harvard and the other one is MIT. And this is basically an app used by tourists, right? You can actually get coupons just like how you redeem your coupon on your Grab app. You can give reviews as well, right? So you can actually put in some reviews, just like this one. You can plan your trip, your itinerary. Basically, it follows the itinerary that you want to plan out your trip. At what time you'll be taking a boat ride at this on this the Spirit of Boston, right? So, and at this time you're going to have a tour at Harvard Yard and so on. So these are all the things that you can add. It's pretty easy to manage, and you can share your experience online. I mean, of course, you can share this on your social media and so on by putting in your Facebook page ID. You can also let other people follow you, right? So these are all people that you can add in, and then these are all your followers, right? Just like Instagram, you can connect with other people. Especially, you can share this on your Facebook or click a like button so that all your itinerary or all your fantastic travel experience will be shared online, right? So again, you can do a test over here. Explore. After once you have created all these things, you can put different images as a background. Let's say I go to places, it shows you the map. This is basically a Google map. And if I go to this place here, if I click Harvard Yard, all the information about Harvard Yard will pops up. And this is the daily tour at 1 p.m. They're going to pick you up at the Harvard LRT station, and then you can share this with other people, right? So okay, so sharing is not available on the simulator, but it works on the actual device. You can even have the route how to come to this Harvard Yard. Okay, so yeah. So anyway, this is basically a simple app that wouldn't take you more than a few hours to create this. If you design your app properly, you know exactly how this menu is going to work. You lay out the plan, you done your sketches, and App Machine is basically a very good tool for you to start prototyping your app. And as I said, prototyping means that this app itself is a working app, right? It is a fully functional app that can be installed on your phone, and you're able to demonstrate all these capabilities on your phone itself, right? So that's App Machine. Any questions so far for App Machine? No? So I hope you can go and try out. App Machine is a fantastic tool that it's the easiest tool that I find all over in the market, because you don't need any graphic design skills, right? Okay, now for students who want to have a bit more flexibility, right? You guys can see that App Machine is pretty rigid, because you have to follow the template, you have to follow the menu. There's basically functions that you have to use the functions embedded in the app itself. It's drag and drop, of course, but you like to have a bit something which is a bit different, right? In terms of the user interface, you don't want something which is like pretty standard, but you want something which is very nice looking. It has your own corporate or application identity, and I would recommend you to look at a tool called Figma, right? So anyway, before Figma, this is a place. Okay, this is basically a place for you to download a lot of templates. We call it a user interface template for apps. It's called UpLabs, right? A lot of templates here are given free, right? So especially for those of you who want to design fantastic user interface, whether it's on the app or on the web, you can download fantastic templates here, right? So since I'm going to use a tool called Figma, so we're just going to look for those free templates under Figma, right? So if I click on this Figma icon here, I'll be able to browse through all the templates which comes under Figma, which is compatible with Figma tool, right? So this is basically a design tool for you to design your app and be able to prototype your app in a very attractive way, okay? Just hang on, I think it's loading. So over here, UpLabs is basically a place or a repository for you to download. Oops, there's errors here. What's happening? For you to download a lot of templates, interesting templates. Let me just reload these apps. Is it not working? Strange. Strange. Okay, Figma is working, but UpLabs is not working. Okay, so it's loading now. Okay, so I'm just going to download a Figma template from UpLabs. Okay. I've previously downloaded some, so I'm just going to use that, right, to save time, right? So these are some of the very beautiful templates that I've downloaded. Basically, this is more like a Nike shoe app, right? You can just create an e-commerce app using this free template. You can see that this is all designed by designer, and this is given free, right, for you. So this is how my app is going to look like, and all I need is just to change the picture here, right? Fine. So I go in, I log in just to download this. Okay, you can download 3 templates a day. Of course, there's a limit for your free account. And you have this, make sure it's a Figma FIG file, right? So you save it. Okay, you save it to your machines, and you can close off your UpLabs, right? Okay, now you have to go into a tool called Figma, Figma, right? So just click, go to this Figma again, log in. I will just skip the login process because you can just log in with your Gmail account. And how to add the template into Figma, right? So remember, I actually spent some time just to look at how to import the templates that I've downloaded previously. So you can see that there's basically a download import icon here on the top right corner of your Figma dashboard. So just click on that, and you can just go back to your desktop, browse to the file that you have downloaded, open it, right? So it's importing the files into your Figma. And there you go. So it's been loaded to your dashboard. And now you are ready to edit the files, right? So you know that this is going to be an e-commerce app. And of course, you can use the template. Not necessarily you have to follow this template just for e-commerce, but if you think that your app, you really love this kind of template, and you can modify or adapt this particular app design for your own use, right? So this is very easy to juggle because you can just change the picture here. This is draggable, and of course you can just swipe and then be able to modify the color, the skins, and so on. But I think for many of you who have a bit of maybe graphic editing skills, you don't need to be a graphic designer, so to speak. But if you have some, graphic editing skills, like let's say you are so good in doing Instagram or Canva or doing PowerPoint, right? So you can cut and paste, okay? You can change all these different colors into the one that you like. For example, I'm just going to change this into, let's say, pink, right? Or purple, Nike shoes, right? And then I can just click on this. I change it to another color here. So I change it to a brighter color. Okay. Okay, something like that, right? It looks ugly, right? But anyway, so this is how you can modify all these text here. Of course, I'm no longer selling shoes. I'm selling fish. I can just modify the text here just to say I'm selling, salmon fish. Okay, fine, right? So you can of course import new images here. Just change the image. Just browse the image and then choose the image from your desktop and then load it into here. The image will be changed automatically. And okay, now the next thing is how do we actually wire this up, right? So once you have created all these things, you have changed the picture, you have created a few screens following this stem template here. Of course, you can modify the template. All these are basically modifiable buttons, right? So you can just copy and paste, no problem. And I want to basically demonstrate this using Figma, right? So I want to create a prototype out of this. So what I can do is that you can wire up all this process. Just go to the second tab here. You can see that on the right hand side, there's a panel here. This is for designer. This is just for you to change the color, the text, the settings, the size. But on the second tab here, if you just click to prototype, you're able to see that once you click on all these components, right, it's able to show you a highlighted box, right? So every component here, it gives you a box, right? So here you just need to, click the plus sign. Oops, it's pretty small. Click the plus sign because I want, when I click this box itself, I want the screen to change to this screen, right? So how do I do that? Okay, so now I was just like trying to this is messing around. All right, so you can see that the arrow actually goes to this screen. So if I click on this particular Nike Joyride shoe, it pops up to the entire shoe details itself, right? So if I click this add to back, I want to basically go to this screen, right? So I can do that. And then if I click on the maybe shoe size, so here I have another shoe size, right? So let's say if I click on this, I'm not too sure whether this is the right one, but anyway, so if I click on this, it will go to this screen, right? So anyway, so I just want to show you all this, how this product works. And you can just basically link all these screen out. Okay, now I'm just going to play my product here, right? So you can see that play button here. So here, I will create my prototype on the screen. And I'm going to run this through with my team, right? Let's say I'm going to present this as a prototype. And this is basically the app itself that you have created. And just now when I program it, when I click this Nike Joyride, it will show me the details of these shoes, right? And then if I click add to back, okay, you will basically go to my cart, isn't it? if I click salmon fish, okay, it is not really salmon fish, you'll go to the next screen, right? So we can actually program this using Figma, right? Of course, it's not limited to just 4 screens. Typically, an app would have maybe 8 to 10 screens or 15 to 20 screens, right? So it's really depends on how complex is your app. But you can really do a prototype very easily, and this is all workable prototype, right? Because you can see that it, it presents nicely on the screen itself. You are able to record this prototype for your presentation, right? So a prototype may not be physical prototype, it can be a digital prototype, right? So this is a sample of a digital prototype. So for those of you who are working on an app, you can use Figma just to give you a bit more flexibility in terms of uh, the settings, the color, the UI, the identity of your app, the functionality of your app, right? And there are a lot of templates available out there, right? Apart from UpLabs, of course, if you Google Figma templates, I think you can really download a lot of free templates from any free domain, right? So these are all given free for you. And if you want to add more text, of course, you can use all these panel up there just to add additional text. Let's say I love Figma, right? So you can change this using your design. Maybe just change the text font, the size itself, right? And then you can do a lot of other word editing just like your Microsoft Word or Google Docs, right? So pretty simple, right? Pretty simple tool to juggle. Okay, now, so having shown you 3 tools here, SketchUp, App Machine, and also Figma, I believe this is basically the 3 tools that I want to introduce to you for your digital product. Okay, so if you have any questions with regards to how to use this tool, obviously you can Google it online. You can actually watch some YouTube videos. I learned through this way. I didn't attend courses just to learn Figma. I also learned through from my designers, right? Because I actually use Figma a lot. I love it so much. And you can see that I'm actually using this for my screenshots to create very beautiful social media posts and so on. Even the iPhone 12 mockups. I'm using this to create stickers and so on. All these are actually being created by me, which is not a graphic designer, right? So I think if you spend a bit of effort just to master the tool, you'll be able to acquire new skills and look at how we can use this tool effectively, right, on our daily basis. So again, this is a fantastic tool, I would say, and I hope you can spend some time to go and create this. And even the professional designer, right? They actually use this tool to create full-fledged applications, like the one that I show you here, the Musang King project. I think you can download this app from App Store and Google Play Store, or even Huawei has the app uploaded. And in fact, our designer used Figma just to design the entire application itself, right? So it's pretty extensive. I would say that every single screen has to be designed, from the onboarding screen to this how you take pictures and how the login process is going to look like. Exactly the same screen which you can see when you use the app, right? So this is the exact same screen that you can see, right? So I will encourage you to use this tool because this is a good tool for you to use and it's given free to you. And I hope you enjoy working with your teams on this tool. And of course, you can share this Figma dashboard with your team, right? Just invite your team members here. Just invite your team members so that your teams have access to the same dashboard that you're working on. All right. So that's all for today, and we want to end sharp on time. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll be more than happy to address your questions. If not, go back, try out the tools, and start working your prototype. Okay? So thank you very much. I'll stop here. So for those who have questions, you can stay back. If you want to ask me questions, you are more than welcome to stay back and ask questions. right? And stay safe, everyone.
Hello, sir.
Hello?
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, so regarding the assignment, for the prototype, we need to do like physical prototype, is it?
Depends on your solution description.
Or okay, so the presentation is like we record a video or live presentation.
It's up to you. You have a choice. So whether you want to do it live or whether you want to submit your recorded video.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay.